we just have something very exceptional as far as a company, a product, the people that we work with. We're very, very blessed. And to give you a little company history, the Juice Plus Company is sneaking up on 50 years old. We're actually 48 years old. We're going to here 49. We'll be 50 in 2020. So many, many years in the marketplace and many years of success. Entering the market many years ago, 1970, the company introduced smoke detector and fire alarm equipment for the home. We were the company actually that invented that, you might say, for in-home use. And then, of course, over the years, we diversified. Many years ago, going into the field of water filtration and air filtration, and then 25 years ago, the field of health technology with Juice Plus and the Juice Plus family of products. And what a find that was, not only for our own health and well-being, but for the people that we love and those that we come across on a daily basis. So just, I think, an amazing product, but at the same time an amazing company, people that are really committed to that mission of helping others, and a wonderful business model as well. And we've been very, very fortunate, this organization, over all these years. We've actually been meeting every Monday night like this for right at 28 years, and so we've never missed a Monday night. And the blessing is that we've had so many wonderful people who come to us, for no other reason but to share their time and their knowledge and really their caring for other people. And tonight we're extremely happy. We have a speaker that so many of you know and love, and that he and his wife both I love dearly. And you're going to love it too, because Dr. Richard DuBois is going to talk to you tonight about maintaining health and reducing the risk of disease, a personal responsibility. And let me start by just sharing a little bit. I could talk about Dr. DuBois all night, but just to give you a little bit of background, Dr. Richard DuBois is a board-certified physician of infectious disease who has retired from a very active practice in Atlanta, Georgia, where he had been since 1968. His career is highlighted by many awards, honors, and proclamations of prestige from his colleagues. He is the past president of the Georgia Society of Internal Medicine, the Infectious Disease Society of Georgia, and the Medical Association of Atlanta. Dr. DuBois served as a naval medical officer in Vietnam and was the medical director of the first maximum containment treatment facility for the Centers for Disease Control. He has held national medical offices and published many manuscripts in peer-reviewed medical journals. He has been selected by his peers as one of the best doctors in America, and this has been every year since 1994. In surveys by Atlanta Magazine, the Doctor of Atlanta chose Dr. DuBois as the doctor they would choose for their own care if they themselves were sick with an infectious disease, including HIV. He has been awarded the Award of Excellence in Teaching at Atlanta Medical Center, where he was chosen as the most valuable physician and reelected to 8 years as Chief of Internal Medicine. He was a medical staff member there for 36 years. He has retired from active medical practice, which has allowed him to accept the position of medical advisor for clinical research for the Juice Plus Company. So, Dr. DuBois, we're very, very happy to have you with us tonight, and as you can tell, so many people here and anxious and happy to listen. And maybe we'll just start. I want to go back to the title of your talk, Maintaining Health and Reducing the Risk of Disease, a Personal Responsibility. Maybe you can start by elaborating on this title, because I know we all want the best health possible.
Yes, of course, and thank you for inviting me to be on the call. The truth of the matter is that we don't have a healthcare system in the United States. What we have is a disease management system, and that means that you get sick, you fall into the system, and they will manage your disease, but there's nobody managing your health unless it's you. It's up to us each personally to take responsibility to maintain health and in so doing reduce the risk of disease. And that's something that we need to do, and we need to do it on a regular basis. And unfortunately, for several decades now, our nutrition has been deteriorating as a country, and the result has been further deterioration in our health patterns.
Well, and I think all of us are coming to that realization that we do need to take more and more responsibility. So if it is up to us, what are some basic recommendations that you would make so that we would, get really good at doing that?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into the don't category that I won't go into, things like don't smoke and don't do substance abuse and on and on and on. But the main thing that we should be doing, and that very few of us are capable of doing, is getting enough fruits and vegetables. The current recommendations are 7 to 13 servings a day, and people who are super active, like athletes and super active, busy people, actually need to do even more than that. And if you go to any country in the world, any health organization in the world, and say, okay, what's the best way to maintain health and reduce the risk of disease, every one of them is going to start with eat more fruits and vegetables.
Well, and why fruits and vegetables? Why is that so important? I mean, I know I come from years back, but they kind of grew us up on meat and potatoes, so, but we know today that, we hear it everywhere, fruits and vegetables, but why is that?
Well, the problem in the United States is not an issue of macronutrients or calories, with a few exceptions. There are some hungry people in America, but in general, our nation is a nation of abundance. We have plenty of macronutrients, plenty of calories. The trouble is the micronutrients. Now, if you ask people about micronutrients, most can name a few vitamins and a few minerals. But if you look at it numerically, what's important, see, there's only 13 vitamins, and there's only 16 minerals of importance in the human body. But it's the phytonutrients and the antioxidants which are so important to our chemistry. There's actually over 12,000 different phytonutrients, and there's over 100,000 different antioxidants that are present only in fruits and vegetables. There's no other source for them. And what they do is they make our chemistry work. We are really just individual bags of chemistry. We are ongoing chemical reactions continually in our bodies, and these phytonutrients and the antioxidants fuel that chemistry for happening. And the phytonutrients allow the enzymes to work, allow all of our cycles to work, that make things go. And then the antioxidants are there to protect us from the chemistry that can damage us as a result of that metabolism. If you burn anything, you generate sparks. And in your body, you're burning sugar, fat, and carbohydrate 24/7, and you're generating sparks. They're called free radicals. And the more of those you have, the more damage they cause. Most of them occur inside of our cells, and they damage everything in our cells, including our DNA and our protein and our enzymes and our mitochondria and the other organelles which are in all of our cells. And the only way to protect against those free radicals is with antioxidants. And the only source, either directly or indirectly, for those antioxidants is whole food, plant-based nutrition. So, for example, it's been shown that the DNA in every cell of our body sustains 10,000 free radical hits per day, every one an opportunity for mutation to occur. And you want to stop that damage from occurring, and the way to do that is with antioxidants. About 10 years ago, the New England Journal did a review of oxidative stress and went through the chemistry involved in this, and there was a flow chart, a full-page flow chart of the chemistry involved in oxidative stress. The bottom line of that flow chart was aging, disease, and death. And that's what we want to impact, and there's only one way to do that, and that's with whole food, plant-based nutrition.
Well, we certainly all want to protect ourselves as best we can, and I think one of the things about Juice Plus I've noticed over the years is that, and we hear this, is that many times it's doing things that we don't even know it's doing in our bodies. And that gets very exciting because those are all positive things that we're not even aware of. And I guess we would say that we're really fortunate that we have the science behind it. And so can we really say that Juice Plus is the most scientifically proven nutritional product in the world?
Yes, we can. It's actually part of the corporate statement because we have 38 published peer-reviewed medical manuscripts about Juice Plus, and it's clinical research looking especially at aspects of physiology. We don't study diseases. We don't study Juice Plus effect on any specific disease, but we study the effect of Juice Plus on aspects of physiology, and in particular, those aspects of physiology that have been known to be associated with premature aging and lack of health, disease, if you will. And so we look at those aspects of physiology. And, of course, everybody knows if you ask Siri what's the most researched product in the world, she'll say Juice Plus. Now, there are other products with a lot of research, but there are very, very, very few research studies, good research, on food. And Juice Plus is concentrated food. So if you ask Siri, you don't have to say nutrition products, but our official statement is nutrition product, the most thoroughly researched in the world.
Well, and that's exciting. And, the other day I came across, of course, other people as you go out in the world and you talk about your product, and they said, oh, our product's research. So I don't usually have time for this, but I did look at it, and it was all third party. It was things they'd drawn from many different other things, and they applied it to what they had. But our product is all product-specific. I think that's really important, is it's the actual product that is researched, not pieces that they pulled from other publications. Am I right about that?
That's exactly right. And it's the very same product that you and I take is the product which is used for our research. It's not some specially prepared version. It's the exact same thing.
Well, I think that's so important because it's, it really separates, as you might say, from the crowd. And also the fact that we're whole food is very, very powerful as well. So with this research, and it certainly served us well over all these years. When I started with Juice Plus, of course, there was no research, and we just thought, well, let's see. But the research today really creates a foundation for any of us in sharing this with others. So could you summarize for us this research to date, just to give these folks like me out there who wouldn't know how to read a medical study, okay, other than be impressed that it's been researched, maybe just summarize for us so we know some of these things.
The first thing we did was demonstrate that it actually gets into our body. That's called bioavailability, and it's not going to help us maintain health and reduce the risk of disease if it doesn't get into our body. We've got 21 of our 38 studies demonstrate bioavailability of Juice Plus at all ages of consumption. It does protect DNA from damage. 4 studies show reduction of DNA damage by as much as 70%. It reduces that oxidative stress we talked about. We've got 16 studies that show that. It helps to support a healthy inflammatory response, 4 studies there. 4 studies showing support for health during exercise, both aerobic and anaerobic. We've got 4 studies that show support for a healthy immune system. We've got 1 study that shows improved lung health even in patients who were smokers. There was a study of 20-pack-year smokers, and some of them continued to smoke but still had improvement in their lung function. It supports periodontal health and skin health and appearance. It improves metabolism in overweight boys, 2 studies there by the Nemours Foundation. It improves quality of life after wisdom tooth extraction. It supports multiple parameters of cardiovascular health. If you look, for example, at the aspects of physiology associated with cardiovascular health or lack thereof, you start with oxidative stress. chronic silent inflammation that goes on in our body that we can't feel, but the doctors can measure it, spasm of the blood vessels, cholesterol metabolism, and a toxic amino acid known as homocysteine that is essential. You can't do without it, but you have to keep it under control. If you look at those 5 aspects of metabolism in the human body, we have 34 studies showing a positive impact on all of that aspects of physiology associated with cardiovascular wellness. And then the most recent study shows positive impact on gene expression. Over 1,600 genes were impacted during an 8-week period of time in patients average age 55. That's probably our most impactful study so far.
Well, and that's really impressive, and I think what's so impressive, too, over the 25 years of Juice Plus is things that we didn't even know about, that the body, in ways that the body expressed itself are being discovered,
exactly.
And gene expression being one of them, so that's very impressive. How do we positively impact gene expression? Because it seems to me that's something very basic.
Yeah, it is. We've got 22,000 genes, and in that set of genes, there are over 300 different types of cells, the genetic code for making over 300 different types of cells. Now, those genes are all present in every one of our cells. But when you're growing skin, you only grow skin. You're not growing muscles there. You're growing skin. Same way with your eyeball and your heart and your lung. And the reason for that is there's something that controls those genes and says when one gene will be expressed and when another one will not. And that something is called the epigenome. And it turns out over 90% of the DNA in our bodies is the epigenome, which actually controls expression of our genes. Now, we've got genes that are very good, and we've all got some genes that are bad, and we've got some genes that are supposed to be there, but you have to keep them under control. For example, inflammation. If you have too much inflammation in your body, if that gene is out of control, it causes a lot of harm. Well, it turns out we positively impacted over 1,100 different genes in our research, and we positively depressed the activity of almost 500 genes that are harmful if they get overactive. Genes that cause inflammation and damage to cells and other things like that. So it's very important that this epigenome is kept healthy, and the best way to suppress your good genes and promote your bad genes is with stress and with poor nutrition. If you look back at the last 70 years since the end of the war, when we had rationed food, we became a nation of abundance, and then fast food, and now we've got food with negative nutritional value that does more harm than good. And it's been a lot of reasons for that, but it's something that we need to reverse. And our role as Juice Plus reps is to educate people on the need for proper nutrition. And when I say stress, I'm including physical stress as well as emotional stress. And things like insecticides and herbicides, preservatives, other food additives that are harmful for our system. We're trying to get those cleaned out of our systems, but it's a big battle. As you know, these things negatively impact gene expression, and what we want to do is promote positive gene expression. And Juice Plus has been shown to do that, and I know we're going to do more research on that as we go along.
Well, and it's been amazing to me that as, more and more is learned about the human body over the last 25 years, and I would say that, it seems like in my lifetime that things just continually are being revealed, I guess, in all areas, whether it's technology or, human physiology, and that we really, as a company, as a product, and of course our product is fruits and vegetables and berries are not new to anyone. It's just our manner in which we're able to get them to people conveniently and simply and yet very powerfully that we as a company, too, have kept up with research and being able to show how powerful this is for our bodies. I mean,
you're right. And when I was in medical school, I remember you talk about progress in medicine. When I was in medical school, we knew that all this DNA was not part of our genetic code, so we called it junk DNA. And now we know it's the epigenome. And similarly, when I was in medical school, we used to call what is now type 2 diabetes, we used to call it adult onset diabetes. But now, because we have so many children with it, we had to change the name to type 2 diabetes. And that's a tragedy, and we're working to turn that around.
Well, and I think as far as our mission, even though, we're, for the majority of the people on the phone, we're lay people, we're not medical people, but I think we play a huge part in making a difference for people in the world. I mean, we've certainly seen so many people improve their health with Juice Plus. I feel like for myself and for my family, we're just extremely blessed because I know I wouldn't have the level of health today that I do, or that my family would have the level of health that they do if it had not been for consistency and, consuming the Juice Plus product. And it's just been a huge benefit to us. And I know you and Jan is Dr. DuBois' wife. They're both amazing people. But you've both really been on it for a long time. The one thing I can say for all of us, and for everybody in the Juice Plus family, you go to a convention, people are bright and, you can tell that a wonderful state of health exists in people that have been on it for some time. You don't hear a lot of coughing or sneezing or things like that, which you normally would hear in an audience. And there's just a happy energy that I think goes along with good health that is very clear to see amongst our population. But
and that's the nicest thing about Juice Plus, the people, like-minded, mission-oriented people, happy to see each other. It's the happiest family reunion I've ever been to. And when we all get together, it's just a wonderful experience. And I've been blessed to be in 14 of the 27 countries where Juice Plus does the business. And reps for Juice Plus are the same every place. They really feel like they are sincerely making a difference in what they do every day. And that's a blessing to all of us.
Truly. And I have to say, you and Jan look fantastic, and I think that all of our people, we either are getting younger or we really have the illusion to the point that we feel that way. But, I think we're very blessed. And Jeff Roberti, who is my sponsor in this business, and we've worked alongside each other now for 31 years, and we were having this conversation and reacting to what you've just said, is that the happiness we've experienced as we've gone through the world sharing this with other people, the emotional revenue is as powerful, if not more so, than the financial revenue. And
yes,
they're both there in abundance. And so I really
let me add one more thing.
Sure.
I meant to mention when we were talking about the epigenome research that we did. The authors of that paper, it was done in University of Newcastle outside of Sydney, Australia, and the authors of that paper in their final conclusion said, fruit and vegetable concentrate supplementation may be beneficial for improving the metabolic profile, thus reducing the risk of developing chronic inflammatory disease. Now, if you think about that statement, we've known for decades that the more fruits and vegetables you eat on a regular daily basis, the less likely you are to die from any cause. That research is solid. This is the first time that statement has ever been made in a peer-reviewed medical journal about a single product, and that product was Juice Plus.
I love it. I just love it. And I love that I was fortunate enough, because I certainly wouldn't have had, there was nothing in my intellect that said you need to go find this product. This product found me. And how lucky that has been for 25 years, and hopefully here the rest of my life, that this is something that's foundational, and again, for myself, my family, the people I love, and those I come across on a daily basis. I think for all of us, It's not just a mission, it's a responsibility, but it's backed by so much research and people like yourself that are so knowledgeable about the body and what the body needs. And, we learn more and more every day, and yet we seem to, it seems to be a better and better fit no matter how much the research is done in every direction. So I want you to know how much we as an organization, as a company, appreciate you and your commitment to, the time and effort. I've known you, Dr. DuBois, how long now? It's got to be 20 years.
24 plus years.
24 years. And this man has been totally committed to the health and well-being of everyone around him, with all of his energy and knowledge and intellect just very freely shared with others to promote good health and help other people promote good health. And we all appreciate you so much for that. I love you, you and Jan both. And so thank you, thank you. Any other thoughts for us tonight? Or
no, just thank you, and it's great to be part of the Juice Plus family. It's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life.
Well, we appreciate that it's a decision you made as well. And, I think we both agree we are fortunate to know Jay Martin, the founder of our company and the man who still, runs our company today, because just the generosity of who he is as a person, the people that, we've worked with alongside him all these years. We have a company that's really wants to service the well-being of mankind and is very generous. And as I close tonight, I want to recognize some of those people that are growing up in our business, because that's one of the things that we really see is this company recognizing and appreciating people as they put their effort into developing their businesses. The only thing really that we're paid on is the customer, and which means that the more people you share this with and the bigger your business grows, the more people you've helped. And so I'm going to end tonight by just